for a long time, I was taking vitamin D, but I was taking it on an empty stomach because all I was told was take vitamin D. This subtlety that you just described, right, that vitamin D is fat soluble, should be taken after a heavy meal, a fat heavy meal for sure. That was not said. And so I was taking it. I was thinking I was doing something good for my body, but it just went straight through. It didn't get
Correct.
absorbed by anything. And so, that's why they joke that nowadays the world's urine is amongst the most expensive because we all take all these vitamins and all of that and they go straight through and show up in our urine, but it doesn't actually get absorbed. And
Yeah.
the other point you made is if you do a blood test, it'll show it's in your bloodstream. But that doesn't mean anything. Just because it's in your bloodstream doesn't mean it got absorbed. The one thing if you take away is, especially when it comes to calcium and vitamin D, they go hand in hand. One helps with the absorption of the other, but both need to be taken on a full stomach. And the last comment I'll make on that is almost 75 to probably 90% of Indians are vitamin D deficient. And
Yeah.
so, you can almost not go wrong. While I'm not a big fan of supplements in general, I think there are a few, and vitamin D is one of those that I think you'll not go wrong by taking it. Do your blood test, not just the standard vitamin D, the one that shows the absorption, but you can't go wrong with vitamin D, especially if you're South Asian, of South Asian origin.
So, Nikhil, if I may just add to that, a lot of time patients think that they're never really deficient in vitamin D. And that's because you're taught in schools that sunlight is associated with vitamin D. But there's something which is called as a tropical or an Indian paradox, if I may say so. What this essentially means is that one would think, oh, in India, there's a lot of sunlight, we're outdoors, and we would actually be having an optimal amount of vitamin D in our body. But that's not true. And that is what is called as the tropical or Indian paradox. And that's because largely for vitamin D, you need about 60% of your body surface area to be exposed to sunlight. Now, in this heat, if you tell a patient that go and wait in the sun for half an hour just in your swimming trunk or something, it's obviously not possible. So at the same time, it's important to understand that even though we live in a country where there's a lot of sunlight, we are still paradoxically extremely deficient in vitamin D. And at the same time, we use sunscreen when we go out or we're completely covered from head to toe. And we also have slightly darker skin compared to those in the West. That is why even absorption of vitamin D is actually hampered significantly. So that's why vitamin D is something which almost all of us are essentially deficient in.